agitation of the Italian allies for Roman citizenship, which had been growing ever since the death of Gaius Gracchus, flamed into armed rebellion upon the assassination of their latest champion, the tribune Livius Drusus. The establishment of the Italian Confederacy in the mountainous districts of central and southern Italy and the mobilization of a large, well-trained force initiated a fierce struggle which exposed Rome to their greatest perils since Hannibal. Although most of Etruria, Umbria, Latium, Campania, and the Greek towns to the south remained loyal, the Romans were forced to call on auxiliary troops from the provinces. In 90 BC, after several reverses, the Romans passed the Julian law granting full citizenship in Marseille to all communities in Italy which had not revolted, and probably authorizing commanders in the field to bestow the franchise on provincial auxiliaries as a reward for valor. Early in 89 BC, the Plautian Papirian law offered citizenship to individuals even in rebellious Italian communities, except for a few die-hard Samnite bands. The revolt collapsed after 2 years, but out of the crucible, crucible of the struggle, there emerged for all Italy south of Po Valley a Union citizenship which in the next 2 generations was to wield the peninsula into a common culture. The long smoldering fires of an Italian war were now fanned into flame by death of Drusus. In the consulship of Lucius Caesar and Publius Rutilius, all Italy took up arms against the Romans. The rebellion began with the people of Asculum, who had put to death the praetor Servilius and his deputy Fonteius. It was next taken up by the Marsians, and then made its way into the districts of Italy. The fortune of the Italians was as cruel as their cause was just, for they were seeking citizenship in the state whose power they were defending by their arms. Every year and every war they were furnishing a double number of men, both of cavalry and of infantry, and yet were not admitted into the rights of the citizens in the state, which through their efforts had reached so high in position that it could look down upon men of the same stock and blood as foreigners and aliens. The war carried off more than 300,000 of the youth of Italy. On the Roman side in the war, the most illustrious commanders were Gnaeus Pompeius, father of Pompey the Great, Gaius Marius, already mentioned, Lucius Sulla, who in the previous year had held praetorship, and Quintus Metellus, son of Metellus Numidicus. On the Italian side, of the most celebrated generals were Silo Pompaedus, Herius, and Asinius, Instius Cato, Gaius Pontidus, Telesinus Pontius, Marcus Ignatius, and Papias Mutilus. Okay, so better was this Italian war, and such its vicissitudes, that in successive years 2 Roman consuls, first Rutilius and subsequently Porcius Cato, were slain by the enemy. The armies of the Roman people were routed in many places, and the Romans were compelled to resort to military grab and to remain long in that grab. The Italians chose Corfinium as their capital and named it Italica. Then, little by little, the strength of the Romans were recruited by admitting to censorship those that had not taken up arms or had not been slow to lay them down again, and Pompeius, Sulla, and Marius restored the tottering power of Roman people. Except for the remnants of hostility which lingered at Nola, the Italian war was now in large measure ended, the Romans, themselves exhausted, consenting to grant citizenship to the conquered and humbled in preference to giving it to them as a body when their own strength was still unimpaired. While these events were occurring on the Adriatic side of Italy, the inhabitants of Etruria and Umbria and other neighboring peoples on this side of Rome heard of them and were all excited to revolt. The Senate, fearing lest they should be surrounded by war and be unable to protect themselves, garrisoned the seacoast from Cumae to the city with freedmen, who were then for the first time enrolled in the army on account of the scarcity of soldiers. The Senate also decreed that those of the Italians who had adhered to the alliance should be admitted to citizenship, but they practically all most desired and gladly accepted. But this favor the Senate made the more faithful, secured the wavered, and mollified those at war by the hope of similar treatment. The Romans did not enroll these new citizens in the 35 existing tribes, lest they should outvote the old citizens in elections, but incorporated them in 10 new tribes which voted last. So it often happened that their vote was useless, since a majority was obtained from the 35 tribes that voted first. Gnaeus Pompus, son of Sextus, commander-in-chief in reward for valor, made Spanish horsemen, Roman citizens, in camp at Asculum on the 17th day of November, in accordance with the Julian law. On general staffs were Lucius Gellius, son of Lucius, of the Tromentine tribe, Gnaeus Octavius, son of Quintus, and etc. The Salian squadron, Sanibesler, son of Adingabas, Ilurtibus, son of Bilustibus, Estopales, son of Ordinus, Trixino, son of Austinco, Gnaeus Cornelius, son of Nisao, Publius Fabius, son of Ensagnin, Gnaeus Pompus, son of Sextus, commander-in-chief, in reward for valor, presented the Salian squadron in camp at Asculum with a helmet, horn, and plate, a necklace, bracelet, breastpieces, and a double ration of grain. Roman citizenship was granted by the law of Silvanus and Carbo to all those whose names are listed in the citizen rolls of allied communities, if they have, i.e., at the same time when the law was passed, a permanent residence in Italy at the time of the passage of the law, and if they make application before a praetor within 60 days. While Carbo and Marius were still consuls, 109 years ago, on the calends of November, Pontius Telesinus and Samnite chief, brave in spirit and in action, and hating to the core the very name of Rome, collected about 40,000 of the bravest and most steadfast youth, who still persisted in retaining arms, and fought with Sulla near the Colline Gate, and a battle so critical as to bring both Sulla and the city into gravest peril. Rome had not faced a greater danger when she saw the camp of Hannibal within the third milestone than on this day when Telesinus sped out from rank to rank, exclaiming, "The last day is at hand for the Romans." and in a loud voice exhorted his men to overthrow and destroy their city, adding, "These wolves that have made such ravages upon Italian liberty will never vanish until we have cut down the forest that harbors them." In the consulship of Quintus Lutatius Catulus, son of Quintus, and Marcus Aemilius Lepidus, son of Quintus, grandson of Marcus, in the urban and Persian praetorship of Lucius Cornelius Sicina, son of ... in the month of May. Quintus Lutatius Catulus, son of Quintus, consul, consulted the Senate on the 22nd day of May in the Comitium. Present at the writing of the decree were Lucius Faberus, son of Lucius, and the Sergian tribe Gaius, son of Lucius, of the Publilian tribe, and Quintus Petilius, son of Titus, of the Sergian tribe, whereas Quintus Lutatius Catulus, son of Quintus, consul, declared in a speech at Asclepiadus of Clazomene, son of Philinus, and Polystratus of Caristus, son of Polyarchus, and Meniscus of Miletus, son of Irenaeus, born the son of Targelius, had stood by in their ships at the outbreak of the Italic War, that they had rendered valiant and faithful service to our state, and that he wished, if it were the Senator's pleasure, to send them back to their homelands in according with the decree of the Senate, so that the public acknowledgment might be accorded them in return for the good services and valiant deeds performed by them on behalf of the state. Concerning this matter, it was decreed as followed, that Asclepiadus of Clazomene, son of Philinus, and Polystratus of Caristus, son of Polyarchus, and Meniscus of Miletus, son of Irenaeus, born the son of Thargelius, be proclaimed gentlemen of character and friends of Rome, that the Rome Senate and people judged that their services were good, valiant, and faithful to our state, for which reason the Senate decrees that these men, their children, and their descendants be exempt in their homelands from all compulsory public services and taxes. If any taxes have been exacted on their property since these men left their homes on behalf of our state, that these be given back and restored to them. If any fields, houses, or possessions of theirs have been sold since they left their homes on behalf of our state, that they be restored to them in full. And if any due date for meeting obligations has passed since they left their homes on behalf of our state, then this circumstance shall not be damaging to them in any way. No indebtedness to them shall on this account be any less valid, and their right to sue and exact payment shall not be in any way impaired. Whatever inheritances have fallen to them or their children, that they may have possess, and enjoy them in whatever suits they, their children, descendants, or wives may bring against another, and whatever suits others may bring against them, their children, descendants, or wives, that they, their children, descendants, and wives shall have the right to choose whether they wish to have the case tried at home according to their own laws, or by an Italian jury before our magistrates, or in some of the free cities which have remained uninterruptedly in the friendship of the Roman people, and that wherever they prefer the trial to be held there on their said matters, of any judgments have been rendered concerning them in their absence since they left their homes, that these revert to their previous status and judgment be given anew, in accordance with the decree of the Senate, if their cities owe any public debt, and they shall not be obligated to make any contribution towards those debts, that our magistrates, when they lease out the public land in Asia and Euboea, or impose revenue taxes on Asia and Euboea, shall see to it that these persons be not required to pay anything, and that Quintus Lutatius and Marcus Aemilius, the consuls, one or both, if they see fit, shall see to it that these men are entered on the official roll of friends, shall permit them to set up a bronze tablet of friendship and offer sacrifice in the Capitol, and shall order the urban quaestor to send them gifts in accordance with the official schedule, and to contract the quarters and supplies for them. And if they desire to send envoys to the Senate concerning their own affairs, or prefer to come themselves, that they, their children, and their descendants shall have the right to come as envoys, or send such, and that the consuls Quintus Lutatius and Marcus Aemilius, one or both, if they see fit, shall send letters to our magistrates, who govern the provinces of Asia and Macedonia, as well as to their magistrates, informing them that the Senate desires and considers it just that these matters be carried out as they deem best, in keeping with the interest of the state and with their own good faith. Adopted.